Welcome to World of Free Sports, where we bring you the best action from around the world. And today it's the turn of the Freestyle Pro Tour. Let's join the world's best windsurfers as they compete in Italy and South Africa. Today we join the windsurfers in Vieste, a beautiful town in the Gargano National Park in Italy. It is a true water sports paradise, which is why the Freestyle Pro Tour is visiting every year for the biggest event of the season. And this year something very special is happening. This will be the first ever Freestyle Pro Tour event that runs all three windsurfing disciplines at the same time. Join us as we dive deep into those three disciplines and see how the Freestyle Pro Tour season has been unfolding so far in 2024. Are you ready to get blown away?
With all the three disciplines we can go from zero wind to the mega storms, and that just makes it so excited just to get out and express yourself.
Let's start at the very beginning. Classic Finn freestyle. We sat down with the 2013 world champion who's been there from the start and who's making a comeback to competition after a long hiatus in 2024.
My name is Kiri Thode and I'm from Bonaire, from the Caribbean. When I started, it was in 2004. It's all about freestyle. You get like 6-minute heat, 7-minute heat, and you can do whatever you want.
Well, in the very beginning, we actually had to cut out the number of moves they could do because he was doing too many moves.
I think I changed the rule. I was doing like 35 plus move in 6 minutes.
So the evolution of the judging came up a little bit, trying to cut out not the moves because of him, but try to be a bit more spectacular, not just make all the moves that you can.
And then very quickly, the power moves came along. People like Kiri Thode learning the Skopu, the switch kono. And from there, it was kind of obvious where the sport was going. The format changed within the competition scene to this power move format. So it really rewarded people that were learning those power moves. And
it came more radical, let's say.
Me growing up, Kiri was one of the guys, you have Kiri, you have Goyito, you have Steven. But Kiri was one of the guys where I've just seen all of his videos on YouTube. I think there's not a single video that I haven't seen.
And Kiri's legacy is clear with the format still being applied.
Yeah, so while I was not competing, I was following a lot the freestyle, of course. The kids brought me back, like I wanted to compete, to feel the fire burning again.
But before we see Kiri in action, let's take a look back at the first Finn freestyle event of the 2024 season from Cape Town, South Africa. And it shows the spectacular level the sport has reached.
But that's not a secret for anyone. Lennart is the new name coming up.
Lennart Neubauer is just absolutely dominant now.
No, I still feel like the underdog. I think it's the best mentality that works for me. Like last year, I have nothing to lose, I have nothing to prove. I'm just here to save.
The 2022 champion Jacopo Testa was present, as well as Niclas Nebelung, who burst onto the scene in 2023. On the women's side, all eyes were on Lisa Kloster as the favourite. Let's check out some of the action from these perfect conditions. As expected, German Lisa Kloster was unbeatable in the women's division. Standing out from the pack in the men's was Jamie Howard, putting in some huge moves. In the end, it took Niclas Nebelung to stop him in his tracks. It was clear that the German rider was capable of causing some upsets, and he confirmed that by taking down favourite Lennart Neubauer. A massive upset. On the other side of the draw, the Italian style master Jacopo Testa went up against the flying Frenchman himself, Sam Esteve. Both of them put in some incredible moves. As the sun set on an incredible day of action, it was all eyes on Jacopo Testa and Niclas Nebelung.
I'm the winner's final against Testa.
Despite sustaining an injury earlier in the day and having to wear a bandage for the last few heats, it was Jacopo Testa who would take victory in the men's single elimination. In the battle for third, Neubauer put together an all-time performance, one that has never been seen before. He clearly regained some confidence after his loss against Nebelung.
Felt good. I think maybe one of the best heats of my life, and I'm feeling good for the double. I got my mind again at the right place.
In freestyle windsurfing, a comeback round is customary. For this event, the decision was made to spice it up with some waves, and so the riders travelled north in search of ocean swells.
We are here in Paternoster. The level has grown a lot, as we saw during the single elimination. It's not gonna be easy.
I'm very excited to finally sail in the waves here. I think there are some fun battles coming up.
Let's see who can challenge the leaders. While there was no shortage of waves, the wind was not quite as cooperative, and it meant the athletes had to get creative.
Pretty much you just wait for a wave like you're wave sailing,
And we catch the biggest wave of the set.
it's just stepping switch, get planing down the line, and then it's basically like doing the move in towing because you have no wind.
We try to send a big move as we can in the wave.
And the hardest bit's the landing because you land, no wind, and then a wall of white water comes and hits you, so knackered. A lot of pumping.
As in the first round, Jamie Howard impressed again, being one of the first to master the new float and freestyle technique. Sam Esteve, defending fourth position, put a stop to Jamie Howard's run and in turn found himself going up against Neubauer.
That's good. I think I was quite lucky with the wind. Managed to do some fun moves.
In the meantime, on the women's side of the draw, Lisa Kloster was able to fend off all comers to hold on to first place.
Finally some gusts came through. Yeah, very good. I can't complain.
Neubauer found himself in the final against Jacopo Testa in yet another sunset showdown. Unfortunately, dying winds meant the riders could not complete their score sheets. Using their first round form, that meant Testa would take the victory ahead of a hungry Neubauer.
I'm really happy. It's a great start and I will try to push. I just received my new board. I know that I have to work hard if I want to keep going like this.
It was a spectacular start to the season. Now it's time to return to Italy, where the waiting game for the wind is still on.
It's unfortunately too light to do freestyle. We had a bit of fun cruising around, but it's a pity to not have enough wind. But we stay focused and motivated to get some more wind in the next days, or maybe even later this afternoon.
Because the competition would see all three disciplines out on the water, there was a diverse collection of athletes, and that meant there was a lot of mixing going on. There were men's and women's divisions alongside youth and juniors. A lot of people were very happy to see the latter join in Vieste.
Yeah, there's some new faces. That's always good to see.
That's what we really need in the sport, to grow, keep growing with more youths, especially around the world. So I'm really happy to see it's happening.
So I'm super stoked to see at this event that we bring the youth back. It's been a long time since we had a bigger youth fleet at events.
Yeah, it's such a cool feeling being around, surrounded by all the pros and the big names. And I really like also watch their heats and be at the beach and watch the action of the professionals going on. And that's always a good feeling. Also like being included in this big freestyle community, it's so cool.
These kids, including me, I'm just 20 years old, you know, and if I didn't come from these under 16, under 18 fleets, I probably wouldn't be here, because it just gives the youth the opportunity to compete, gather experience, and they can slowly, you know, adapt and move into the pro fleet, which is really, really important at that age.
These kids, they're rippers.
Well, it's time to see if they can live up to the hype. With the wind arriving, the juniors were the first out on the water. Local talents like Piero Rautnik, Cosmo Pezzetti and Fernando Sotila among those to give us a glimpse of what the future holds. Unfortunately, the wind didn't last to complete theirs or any other freestyle round, but the juniors still got honoured on the podium for their efforts. With the wind so far yet to be seen, the second freestyle windsurfing discipline came into play, tow-in windsurfing. As the name suggests, the athletes are towed up to speed by a jet ski, and with the apparent wind filling their sail, much like sticking your head out of a car that's driving quickly, they can perform their freestyle moves.
The development of it, like, I don't think in the beginning I realized, the potential of it. The next thing I hear about it is that the guys in Austria going off the side of a boat, throwing themselves off a ramp, doing forward loops off a 6-foot ramp and bringing the jump show side of it to the flat water. The discipline started to give the athletes the chance to show the highest level in front of crowds, 5,000 strong crowds in Austria, watching, people really doing the latest freestyle moves, which are not always easy to show in competition, and especially if there's no wind. The perfect fallback plan, perhaps, and it was really, something that created opportunity to show the freestyle sport to the public.
With the competition starting, the format was simple. 3 qualification rounds, and from each round, 3 riders would advance to a grand final in the old town of Vieste.
Right now we're doing here the qualifications on the beautiful beach here. I hope I make the finals. That will be really awesome to get into the finals, because then we are allowed to go into the city, into all the historical parts. I've been really looking forward to it.
Each athlete had 3 runs, of which only the best counted for their final score.
I think I'm gonna go in the first round for funnel or flakker. It's always like the same in towing. I don't know. I think it's not enough for the final, because we've got so many very strong riders like Kiri or Yentel in my group. But it's gonna be like, I'm like the toe-in so much, and it's so cool being on the water, getting pulled by the jet ski, and I think that's like the main thing for me.
Let's take a look at the best of the action from the qualification rounds.
Yeah, I had a slow start, crashed my first move, and I saw Dudu do a nice air funnel burner, so I was like, okay, maybe I should try another one, which was actually the move that brought me into the lead.
Yeah, so I did the Air Cana Brava finally. That way I qualified for the finals tomorrow. We have in the town in Vieste. I heard it's an amazing place. I haven't been there. Super stoked and excited about that.
Time now for the final toe-in showdown. The 9 best riders get 3 attempts to impress the judges with their best trick. Let's find out what creative strategies they came up with.
To be honest, I had a little bit of pressure now on the last run. I was kind of far away from the podium. The competition was quite strong. Me personally, I think Bodie Kempen with his double cooler was the guy to beat.
Actually, in the qualifying, it was the first time I tried.
I mean, if you want my honest take, that could have, if I was a judge, maybe I would have put that as the winning move.
It worked out perfectly, so super happy with that.
So I was having a little chat with Kiri. We were like, okay, let's do last run Skopu, so we keep it a little bit like undercover, and then we bust that out. And yeah, Kiri was the first to do it, then Jamie pulled out an even cleaner one. So I was like, looking at the scores, like, okay, this is actually a move that could get me into the lead if I can just add something on top. Yeah, this bit of pressure actually made me perform quite well, so I'm really happy with the Skopu into funnel. Although the Skopu was a little low, yeah, I'm still happy with that move, and of course, yeah, taking the victory.
Now it was back to Spiaggia Lunga, where the wind had picked up and offered a chance to run the foil-style discipline. By attaching a hydrofoil to the bottom of their boards, the athletes can get up to speed with much less wind than usual. We sat down with the first ever European foil-style champion, Yentel Caers, to talk about the discipline.
Yeah, it's completely new, and just it's so impressive to see what we can do with it out of such a light wind. The foil creates so much pop, what makes it exciting for us, but also for people who don't know the windsurfing scene. We know really technical moves, but they don't always look the most spectacular. But with the foil, we do everything so big that thing's gonna look way more spectacular. There is quite a big difference in between freestyle and foil style, but as the foil style is still so new, so young discipline, we really have to see which direction we want to go with it.
Last year, Yentel won the event by being the only one to land pascos consistently. However, most riders have now caught up, which means Caers has lost his cheat code.
Freestylers are always inventing new moves. So it might be that it's a new move coming this year and it's really hard for everyone. So then we scale it really high. But after a little while, when they start training, it's not so hard. So then we adjust those scales.
So will Yentel Caers be able to defend his yellow jersey? Rumour has it that Neubauer has a new move up his sleeve that might just give him the edge. Let's take a look at some of the action from the opening heats. As expected, Pasco's had now become a standard move in every heat. As the stakes got higher, some riders finally showed their hand, starting with Steven van Broeckhoven, who did the first ever foil-style kabukichi in competition. In the semi-final, he hoped it would help him beat Neubauer. The two went move for move, but then Lennart finally pulled the trigger. A shifty, an incredibly risky move executed to perfection for the first time ever in competition.
Yeah, I was struggling. I was really doubting if I should do a shifty because I was still missing a lot of moves on both sides. So although I can do it sometimes, it's really difficult in these conditions. So I was in the air. I was like, okay, you have to make this now, and I just landed it almost planed away.
So Lennart bringing the shifty to the heats was really impressive. Last year I brought the Pasco, was the only one doing the Pasco, and I won the event. Lennart brought the shifty. You know, like, it's so excited that the riders are pushing more the limits and bringing new things.
With Yentel, I know he's going to do a really good heat every time we're sailing together, so I cannot play it safe.
In the final, everything was done and dusted as soon as Lennart pulled out another perfect shifty.
Without that move, I would probably not have done so good.
In the runners-up final, Steven van Broeckhoven went up against the promising foil-style talent of Tim Gerdes. In the end, van Broeckhoven took the victory and secured himself a spot on the podium. With enough wind left, the comeback round started with a second chance for all of the athletes to fight their way back up the ladder. With the breeze getting lighter and lighter, only one athlete really shone. Tigo Court fought his way back up to fourth place, with only the lack of wind stopping him from being able to challenge the podium places.
No, I'm super happy to finish on the podium. The last months I had some great foiling conditions at home, and I was actually getting really comfortable with the new starboard foil. And I'm super happy to be on the podium.
I'm super stoked to be on second place. Just being on the podium once again is, I mean, it's so cool to be on the podium, you know, with these guys, with Steven, with Lennart. It's technically the same guys on the podium as last year, a bit of different order, but just battling it out and seeing the progression of the Foilstyle is amazing. I'm already looking forward for the next event because I'm sure everyone is going to step it up even more.
Feeling really good. It was a tough competition for sure, with both Steven and Yentel for me being the guys to beat. I guess it all came down to me being able to do the shifty in some tricky conditions, which in both heats actually made me win by just a few points. I'm just beyond stoked to be in first place in the Foilstyle.
And that brings to a close another fantastic Freestyle Pro Tour from Vieste in Italy. That's it for this edition of World of Free Sports. We hope you enjoyed it. Until next time.